Lord, it's Thursday and we meet each other again. The WIP crew is ready for this virtual event. The seas might be rough, but we will have a jolly time. Is every The Lord, it's Thursday and we meet each other again. The WIP crew is ready for this virtual event. The seas might be rough, but we will have a jolly time. Is everybody here? Are the avatars in line? There's so much going on in the NFT world. It seems like uncharted sea. Let Matthew and Rizzle guide us through. The speaker is ready and so are we. Let's keep sailing on the Metaverse. Thursday's when the lightning strikes. So listen up, there's a lot to learn. Keep the treasure in your sight. Please no one get the veggie draw. Just upgrade your microphone. Together we're strong, we ain't gonna stop. Welcome to the WIP Meetup.
Boom, there we go. Quick mic check. Can y'all hear me okay? Or am I in the veggie drawer? Capital Y, yes. There we go. All right, what up everyone? This is Matthew, aka Nifty Time. Back for another WIP. That was a pretty sick set from Sandy Meows. Apologies for the rough transition there. But we get over the audio issues early at the WIP so we can have smooth sailing from there. Super excited for today's WIP. If you're not already, make sure you're hanging out at WIP Ground Zero at hyperfi.io/WIP. We have some cars that were crashing and jumping and everything like that. It's all part of the show today. We have two awesome guests. We have joining us first, and for the first time, Weiju. I believe I'm pronouncing the Discord handle correctly, from the Interface app project. Like my personal favorite, app that I'm most excited about in the crypto ecosystem. It allows you to explore on-chain transactions and follow handles and addresses of folks that you want to follow and stalk. But what really has me most excited is it also surfaces and serves you up with other on-chain media, like on-chain writing and maybe TBD on-chain music and that good stuff. So we'll hear from Weiju about what they're cooking up over at Interface. And then we have Untitled.xyz in the house with us. I know they have set up in HyperFi and WIP Ground Zero a Mocha room, but I heard that we're going to be doing some more Metaverse traveling after we jump in crash cars into the Mocha room, and Untitled.xyz gives us the lowdown there. So I'm excited for that. A quick shill on my end. Since I've started to use Interface, I'm trying to grow my followers over there. I have a little bounty out there for everyone. So all you got to do, download Interface, and then follow my ETH address on Interface, niftytime.eth. There's two prizes I'm giving away, 0.042 ETH for the culture, as well as a pretty sick Noel's and Tokyo Love Club collab piece, a low limited edition. I'm going to pick the winners, plural, on Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. As an extra bonus, anyone at the WIP here today that signs the guest book with their ETH address or ENS handle that they use to sign up to Interface and follow me from, I'll give you 2 extra entries. So you have double the chances to either win the ETH bounty or the NFT. So please reshare, please follow me, please download the awesome app that is Interface, and that's my show this week. So I'll shut up. I'll pass the mic to my dude Rizzle so we can get into the rest of the show today.
Awesome, man. Stoked about this one. Give me a mic check. Can y'all hear me?
Very crispy.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so I stalked Matt on the Interface app. It was pretty easy, and Matt's giving out prizes, so you should stalk Matt because he writes stuff on mirror.xyz, and I otherwise constantly overlook it, and Matt's a good writer, so it's a good way to stalk Matt. and possibly win prizes. So I'll shill Matt's thing too. And excited to hear from Interface. While we are hearing from Interface, we have fun things to play with in the WIP parcel before we go on a little field trip to some of Untitled.xyz's spots through the portal up on stage here. So if you didn't get the link to the guest book is right next to the portal under the main WIP banner up on stage. It's pretty clearly marked. It says guest book if you walk up to it. So make sure you sign the guest book. Fabiano and Patricia also have a giveaway for us on top of getting Matt's thing. So sign the guest book. Ooh, it looks like I just crashed. So it's no wonder. Like adding 12 cars in real time and deleting other ones doesn't play well. So I'm rebooting. Hopefully my audio holds up. Let's see. Stalk Matt. I recorded a podcast with Founder from ChangeDAO and with David and Kelsey from ChangeDAO and Founder. I'm going to push that out tomorrow. It's a cool episode. Matt was traveling, so I dragged them on to do an ep with us, and they're doing cool stuff. So look out for that. Also, Dandy and I are doing a thing tomorrow for fun in the Metaverse Discord, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. We're just going to play some games and give out some prizes and stuff like old school Sandy and Rizzle, giving away a bunch of stuff and playing fun games type of thing. And I'm stoked. Ooh, we got like little company music for that. That was nice. Thank you, Dragonate. So this is like a true story, actually. Metaverse is like, we're testing this like game thing. Rizzle, want to do one? Our person is out on Friday, and we need someone to do a thing. And I was like, who best to do a fun thing with other than Sandy? So I was like, all right, let's do the fun thing. So come join us, please. 1:30 Eastern time. We're gonna give away fun things. Let's see. That's my big shill. Moving on. Direct. Oh, I'm not done my shill. I'll give you a link to that for 1:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. No, now I'll shut up. Direct all questions to show in the chat box. We'll have time for Q&A after both the presentations today. I gave Dat Ogar build rights like in real time as well, which may have crashed the parcel, and someone's dragging some like massive castle around. So there's a whole bunch of people who have build rights to this thing, which is sort of the idea. We want to make this sort of like a community mayhem parcel, which is why we're crashing cars into the Museum of Crypto Art, which Untitled.xyz just like dragged in here. We're like, okay, let's give them build rights. And they just dragged in an entire museum for this week, and we set up some ramps. So check out the museum while you're listening to Interface, talk about what they've got going on, and then we're going to take that field trip that we've been talking about. We got a couple dope spots lined up by Untitled. I think Ogar just broke my parcel. Oh no, I'm back. So we're still good. We gotta get some real cars up in here too. If anyone's listening and has some and knows how to put some real cars in here, these are all like the stock models that Hyperfi gives us. So down to source some community cars if anyone's got some cool stuff to bring in. Yes, thanks. Feel free. Send them to me, or I'll give you build rights too, and just drop everything in the thing until it doesn't work anymore. Last but not least, we are broke. We're like public metaverse broadcasting type of thing. We all do this for free. If you donate to the WIP Meetup.eth, it will go to the crew via OX splits. You can see Matt for details. He won't rug you and hasn't in I think we're going on 8 weeks now or something like that. So we're also completely shameless. If you have stuff you want to give out, we love to give out stuff to our audience. So give us stuff and we will give it out. Shout out to the crew who makes this happen every week. Foxy Yoga, Sandy Meows, Foxy Yoga, who was supposed to DJ. Hope she's all right. She pulled a no-show. So Foxy Yoga, who's out there somewhere, hopefully doing all right. Sandy Meows, Easy, Paradox Show, Dragonate, Conwolf the Stowaway, Brokehawk the Chef, Fabiano, Patricia, Johan, Matthias, Matt, Fractillions. I think that is everybody, but there's so many people who contribute to all of this. So shout out to everybody who does the thing. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Interface because I did just sign up for the thing at Matt's beckoning and prize disposal. So would love to hear more about it because it did seem like a really cool interface, honestly. So yeah, man, I'll grab a link for you, Louis. Yeah, I can pass the mic over to them. We can kick this thing off.
Sound check. Sound check.
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you guys for having me here. I'm visual.eth from Interface, and I really dig the flow and the intro theme music. It's awesome. Yeah, I have zero background on and context what you guys are up to, but this sounds epic. And do you want me to just to free flow, like what we're building, what we're trying to solve, or do you have like any specifics?
Yeah, that'd be
You want to
perfect. At the 5 minute mark, we'll like Samuel L. Jackson will let you know that you're at the 5 minute mark to wrap up to keep it short and sweet. But yeah, tell us what interface is, what you're cooking up, and maybe some alpha for what we can
Yeah,
expect.
beautiful. Okay, I'll try to make it as short as and sweet as possible. So essentially, I'm not sure like people outside Matt and etc. have context, but the interface is something like if Twitter and Etherscan had a baby, and it's our attempt to kind of make what happens on chain discoverable and accessible to everyone. So essentially, it's a very simple mobile application. You join with your wallet, you follow a bunch of wallets that you know, and then you get a feed of what these people are doing on chain. And the feed is like we try to make it as readable as possible. So we try to surface the actual content or what had happened in this transaction. So if there's a proposal, we try to show you what proposal, what was the vote, things like minting NFTs, making bids, changing different settings, sending transfers, beginning, swapping, also different things. So it's like essentially it's yeah, social application like a Twitter for Ethereum, where the accounts are the wallets, and we are trying to contextualize not only transactions, but also different assets that are on chain or near chain. So it's things like collections. You can see who are the holders, like what's activity for collection. You can go to you can see what like a wallet, what POAPs they have been to. They can go to the POAP, see like the for example, you can go to Vitalik, go to their early pops, you'll see like attendees of DevCon 1, and then you can just like find and follow any of those people. So it's like an endless tool for you to navigate the chain in a sense. So you can go as deep and as many like tabs down the rabbit hole as you like. So you can imagine like you follow a bunch of wallets, then you see they're doing different activities, interacting, like minting with some NFT. You go to NFT, you see who else are the holders. You go to any specific holder, then you check out their history, their assets. You keep going down, down, down. You can like endlessly navigate and like kind of build your picture of what is happening, find really cool people on chain, like what kind of like early minters for things that you kind of dig and so on. So as of today, that's what it looks like. We support a bunch of different things. So what might outline is we index, for example, Mirror publication. So if you post stuff on Mirror, we fetch that, and we have a bunch of different feeds that we kind of curate specifically based on your social graph, based on your token graph, and that's actually pretty cool because we can envision an experience that you only need to connect your wallet, and then you don't even have to follow anyone. And based on things that you already own, the like communities you participate on, the asset you have collected, like Zoro Open Editions or Mirror Post, etc., we are able to kind of try to showcase like suggestive things to do, like essentially like potential transactions for you to submit to the chain and maybe discover, connect with people, etc. And yeah, that's like one of the stuff. Another important aspect of what we feel is like we try to solve is contextualizing the people themselves, the wallets. So if you go to some wallets, the identity comes from ENS. We fetch all the things like your lens profile, Farcaster, your DGN scores, your kind of your like description, bio, website, whatever you shared on ENS. So it's like everything comes from decentralized all over the place. So we just aggregate that so that people visiting your profile can get like fairly intuitively easy to understand who is in front of them. And then you can like click a button. We released yesterday actually like a Converse, and that's a chat XMTP thing that you can, I don't know, just literally message anyone on chain, and that's like a pretty nice way to kind of build some experience. I'm not sure what people are going to use it for, but you can basically like message anyone. Maybe they're on Converse and XMTP, they will maybe reply, but that's like another thing. Yeah, that's the 3 minute mark, and I'll give you maybe some insights and alpha. So essentially, it's like you download, you follow people, see what they're like, things they're interacting. Maybe that could be interesting for you to see what is happening on chain. We are right now on working like a priority one. Number one is to drop the multi-chain support. So you right now it's like the main feed is only for the Ethereum. So expect to like optimism based Zora network to come soon. So that's like one of the biggest priorities that we are working on. And we're also working on to build so that you can construct and actually make some transactions. So for example, we're going to start most likely with open editions in Zora so that you can mint directly from the application. And for now, we've been focusing on discovery and making things readable and building this fabric to navigate and serve the web with the crypto, the Ethereum. So that's a little bit of the alpha. And yeah, that's I would say I think I try to capture everything. And yeah, our goal is to basically to make like a intuitive tool for people to explore the Ethereum. That's essentially our goal, like democratized access. Maybe since I have maybe a few seconds as well, we initially actually raised through crowdfund on Mirror like a year ago. So we published our idea and we managed to raise 50 ETH just from the community. And since then, we've been executing and building different things. We've been sharing our updates every month. So you can see like all the history for the last 15 months that we have shared. So you can see like our user traction, our feature release, everything that we've done. We've been trying to build in public in a sense. Sorry. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, dude, as you could hear, shoestring budget, putting out a product that is constantly being updated, an interesting way into the social side of crypto. It seems a little bit unintuitive at first, but quite sticky. I hope a lot of folks sign up for this. If nothing else, it really does allow you and gives you those on-chain insights really quickly. Like, of course, if you're on Twitter, you see everyone talking about, for example, Base today. But if you're in interface, you actually see all the activity of people bridging to Base. So it's not just people talking and not doing. Like, you really see like the evidence on the blockchain in that regard. But the social layer, the on-chain media integrations that you all are building out, it's super fucking cool. I'm very excited. And with that, I'll pass the mic to Sho, who will hit you with some questions from the audience.
Thank you.
Hey y'all, how's my audio?
Really good.
Cool. Uh, hey, what's going on, man? Okay, so this is a very difficult time for many of us in the space, and it's been very important for everyone to stay connected. So it's awesome that you built a product that allows people to connect with one another. What are your thoughts on burnout in regards to having many social platforms, both within the crypto space and also within Web 2?
Good question. In general, I could speak to the burnout itself. It's yeah, the thing is real, and specifically to abundance of information and media like TikTok, Twitter, and I think it's and I'm not saying that I don't fall a victim of it. It's something like a virtue you need to nurture in yourself to have abundance of everything is bad. So it's like and also the what's it called when you are what's when you're smoking or bad habit, yeah. So when you are like abusing, and that's always like but yeah, I think we should learn how to get like from these tools from TikTok and anything like Twitter what we need, like in a sense, like if it's educational, if it's like new receipts or like recipes for food and I don't know what places to visit or historical, whatever you're interested in, or that's opportunity, and not get dragged into this because often there's sort of a misalignment between the platform and the user. So be careful there and try to use the algorithms and everything to to empower you, to give you tools, and yeah, the burnout risk. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I would just say like be conscious of what you're doing on there, how you spend time. I don't know. That's such a yeah. I don't know if that's really. I'm in a position to give anyone an advice in this sense. 'Cause, yeah, but that's how I feel, and hopefully interface won't be just another like distraction point, etc. We do essentially when we started, there was like we started doing like NFT craze, so everyone was building things like for NFT collectibles, like the platforms that were coming up, they were like Floor, etc., that were pure speculative, etc. And our initial goal and thesis was that we want to focus on the underlying human and behind the wallet and behind these technologies, and we want to surface something that is like meaningful and has of certain like how we perceive of certain like degree of value. So that's why we do like things like mirror integration, because and we try to kind of really when we build and design and when we decide how to compose interface, we try to be like aware of that behind the wallet there are people, and there we have all different backgrounds, and some are here for opportunities to feed their families, to hunt the different kind of treasures, collect memories, etc. So we try to kind of put the emphasis on the human and hopefully align ourselves as a business and a project along the way so that we are the ones that are benefiting from the people who are making value and like discovering new piece of content or information through interface. So hopefully we'll work out a business model where we are aligned rather than we are like ended up like extractive sort of advertising or anything like user engagement driven metrics will force us to kind of disalign with people that are using interface. And I think yeah, that's why, for example, we leverage the entire data system on interface is hooked up by ENS. So, and we encourage people to, we know we have criteria to get access to the interface, and that way we kind of encourage people to do things on chain, but also do a basic due diligence, like not due diligence, but just like farm, preventing some basic farming from joining the platform, and but we mainly encourage things to discover, like set up like an ENS avatar, and a lot of people don't know that that's possible. And now we can see more and more applications and protocols like Zora, Parcast, etc., adopting this kind of ENS as a primary source of identity in a sense. So I think that was like one of the things that we, as like big proponents of decentralized ethos, would like to build. Although we are super centralized, it's a small product team. We're 4 people, and we build everything ourselves, like, in a sense. So it's a proprietary indexer, etc. But essentially, it's more from a necessity to experiment, iterate fast, rather than our how we would see it in a long term evolve. So in long term, obviously, it would be nice to open up everything and onboard contributors and etc. And if you sorry to go so long for it, so much outside the original question, but yeah, it's just like yeah. I'll stop here. Sorry. Those.
That's cool. We also have a question from Brocock. He would like to know, can you filter what comes up in your interface feed?
Not yet, and we don't know how we feel about it because we don't want to put too much like kind of we don't yet know how to kind of proceed with this. So it's like, do we want to give controls or do we want to make it more, just a lot smarter and be aware of what you kind of interested? So maybe intermediately we'll introduce things like filters, but we'd love to hear maybe specifics if what kind of filters would you want to, what you would be interested in, and how would, yeah, I'd love to hear more about it. Not yet, basically.
Awesome. If anyone else has any questions for Weeju about interface, and make sure you tag him. He's also super responsive in the DMs behind the interface Twitter handle. All amazing signs for an early project. So Weeju, thank you so much, man, for joining us, and Godspeed on continuing to build an awesome app that hopefully inspires more folks.
Thank you. And I will think of some contest things because I heard you guys were ruffling, and we'll try to come up with something cool.
Yeah. Whatever you can do to promote my giveaway and like give me more followers would be dope. Of course. Awesome. Cool. And next up we have Untitled.xyz in the house. Yeah, feel free to unmute and let us know if you want us to drive cars and jump them off into the Mocha room, or what you want us to do to get started.
Awesome. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Excellent. Of course, I want everyone to drive cars directly into the architecture. That's the only way to make sure it works. It's essential. Actually, yeah, we could fly over. I mean, for anyone who's in Hyperfy, let's just fly over to the build. A little glowy or big glowy staircase over here. This is a Mocha room, but before I get started, we can kind of like clamor around it. I'm Untitled.xyz. I'm an artist, I'm an architect, and I've been building virtual galleries with the Museum of Crypto Art, Mocha, for the last couple of years. And one of the biggest things that I've been working on with Mocha is the Rooms project. Rooms are 3D collectible virtual galleries that you can outfit, curate, program with artwork. And all of rooms are pretty special. All of what you curate in your room is stored and logged on chain. So there's a lot of cool things with this 3D NFT that you can do through the Mocha app. All of these, what you see right now, all these NFT placeholders are just the slots or placeholders where you can put artwork. And yeah, oh, it's cool seeing everyone like run around this. So this is this particular gallery is was actually called the Blue Room. It was created for Tijo off of his signature blue. So this is just one example. I figured we could hop around here, and then maybe I can take you guys to another world as well if time permits. And I guess, where should I share a link here? I think, or maybe there's a portal on the main stage. Is that right, Rizal?
Yes, there's a portal directly under the signage that says WIP August 10th. I managed, someone moved the stage like 20 feet to the right and I moved it back. So we should be good. The portal's there. We can also drop a link. I should have mentioned in the beginning, if anyone's listening, we're in the general channel of the Meme Explorers Discord. That's where the chat is going on. So that's where all links and everything can also get dropped if people don't make it through the portal. But I have the first location that you had sent me in DMs queued up in the portal, and then we can do some link dropping for the second location.
Awesome, that's great. I'm gonna hop into that link. It's right on the stage. If anyone, I see people driving up and down the stairs. If you guys want to hop into that link, that'll take you to my home world. I'll also take you to another room that I worked on, and it's kind of a gallery here of rooms. So it's a room of rooms. And what we can do is just sort of walk around here, and you can also click on any of these images. I'll wait for a couple people to hop in here first.
I'm so stoked that the portal worked. We had like we had like 20 people colliding into the portal at the same time last week. I ran right through it. I'm about to pop in. All right, take it away, man. You're doing great. This is so awesome.
That's great. No, I love portals. I love Hyperfy. I'm a longtime fan. I just think it's super cool what you can all build together in one setting like that. This is, for those who have hopped in to Tessera, this is a room I designed for an exhibition, a group show in Dubai. And around it, you can see all of these different images, renderings of different rooms that I've created over the last several months. And each of them, if you click an image, it'll take you actually to a Hyperfy scene where you can visit that particular room. But what's cool about rooms, especially that I want to highlight, is that if you own a Hyperfy space, you can actually stream your room directly into the app. So all of these images that you see set up here, they all are actually streaming that room that you see. So any curations that are made to it that all gets broadcasted via an API in real time to a Metaverse application. So Renee is the genius and the big brain behind that interoperable sort of magicianry. It's really, really cool, really incredible that you can actually stream 3D architecture in real time and make like curation changes in the Mocha app, but then it appears virtually. So that's something that I'm incredibly excited about, and we are fine-tuning and refining all the time. But people are hopping on the launch pad here in the center. This is good. I need to take some pictures. But yeah, so rooms are open to anyone. I know there are a lot of awesome, like legendary builders in this group. So if you have a room design that you want to create, a virtual gallery of any kind, please create some rooms. This is an open project and platform that we're building. And already there have been about 4 or 5 different architects who have minted rooms aside from myself. So it's totally open. We want to get everyone's interpretation of what a virtual gallery can be and what it should do, what the architecture should look like, and everything else. And it encourages on-chain, curation. So we're building some very cool tools to look back at what curations are over time, and it'll be super neat. But yeah, that's rooms. Feel free to like hop around this scene. If you click on any image, it'll take you to a separate space. But I thought it would also be fun. Another project of mine as well. Let's see. I'm going to share a link, I think. Let's see what we can do here. To another architecture project that I've been working on called Arcs. I just shared it in that chat. I'll share it here as well. This one. All right. So, yeah, shout out Renee. Renee is brilliant, like super incredible developer. He's CTO of Mocha, and he's been in the scene an incredibly long time. Actually, this is super. This is a bit of a throwback, but Marble Cards. If anyone from the Marble Cards team remembers the Creative Crypto magazine, I was the co-creator of that magazine, Johan. Yeah, so we probably exchanged DMs in 2017. That was a magazine, a blog that showcased creative, the content, it all kind of like fell apart in 2018 or 19. I'm not sure. The magazine that we created was super cool, very experimental, but it did not last the chaos of things. But that was my entrance into the scene. I was really interested in kind of the town hall side of things with crypto back in 2016. And that sort of just led me down a rabbit hole. But I was an architect at the time. And is everyone getting into the ARC world okay? Sweet, I see some people in there. But yeah, that's a throwback, Creative Crypto magazine. Anyway, so here we are in the ARC world. These are modular 3D building blocks. So each of these you can stack and combine with other ones. These are all 3D NFTs. This is a project I launched earlier this spring. And we did not sell very many of them. It was sort of right in the chaos of everything. But it's this very special project to me, not to shill too hard here, but I really am interested in modular architecture and how you can combine 3D NFTs together to create new spaces. And so this is kind of an example of all these different arcs that you can stack and assemble together, kind of like Tetris blocks. If you go over to ARC over here, there's an NPC that can tell you, where they are in OpenSea, direct you to my website to learn more about them. And that'll pop up a window. Don't be afraid. She'll drag a window open in front of you. but yeah, ARCs, I'm really, really into this project and really into the modular kind of approach to building in metaverse applications, because I think there's a lot to play with between collectability, forging and customizing your own environments using 3D NFTs that can interact with one another. So this is kind of a example of that, and something that took a very long time. These are all of these. This is 300, not in the scene, but this is a collection of 300 one-of-one arcs. And make sure to sign the guest book, because there might be, you know, a little raffle of sorts if anyone would like. As I said before, they did not sell, so I have a lot of them, and I'd love to get them into the hands of the OGs and the WIP folk among us. So definitely sign that guest book. But yeah, so generally, you know, my approach, I'm an architect by background in the traditional world and have been in the crypto scene for the last several years now. And I, with Mocha and myself personally, I just really am excited by what virtual worlds have to offer. I think apps, especially like Hyperfly, there's just so many possibilities, and we're really just scratching the surface of how we can interact, how we can build collectively, experiment with new types of design, and new types of displaying art in a different way. So I am super excited about all the potential here, and yeah, just grateful to show you guys a little bit of what I'm working on, and happy to open it up to questions. I don't know how I've done on time here. I'm gonna hop back into the chat and see what people are chatting about. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Yo, you've done great on time. I'm very jealous. I'm still having trouble getting into the ARC world. If anyone's in there and running around and wants a screen share, I remember that project and thinking it was really dope at the time. Unfortunately, yeah, man, that whole time period was like craziness. Show, any questions from the audience rolling in? It seems like we like rekindled an old connection between Johan and Untitled here.
Yeah, I noticed. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, yeah, love old connections. It's key.
Speaking of Johan, he has a question. He would like to know, uh, how do you use the room pass to actually get a room?
Good question. So the room pass is a voucher. So you can, if you have a room pass, you can enter it into a raffle to collect a room. This is the kind of V1 version of us building a way to claim one-of-one rooms. Because they're all one-of-one, we needed a way to kind of, Renee really wanted to pioneer this way of kind of distributing rooms in a very decentralized way. Yeah, Johan, totally agree. Like, it's too difficult to win a raffle if a lot of people are entering it, and we just don't have enough rooms. So my goal is to make more, and also obviously also invite others to create more so that we have a better balance there. But as many of you guys know, we're doing a big fundraiser push right now for Mocha. It'll be going live towards the end of the month. A lot of those funds will help us better design a V2 that will help make rooms more accessible to people and easier to collect. Still rare, but easier to collect. Right now, it's kind of you need a room pass. That's your only way to claim a room. But I'm hoping that it becomes a lot simpler. I know for me as a builder, I want it to be super easy. Johan, if you want to collect an Untitled.xyz room, I want to make sure that is as frictionless as possible. Right now, there are a bit too many steps. I love these photos there. This is great. I love the staircase photography happening here. But yeah, so I know fundraiser funds with Mocha, a big effort that we're going to be moving towards is simplifying the whole Mocha ecosystem, making it a lot easier to engage and interact with. And yeah, I'm super excited about that. And, you know, as you guys know, the team is great and lots of cool stuff cooking behind the scenes.
That's awesome. We have a bunch of questions here. We have a question from Brookok. He would like to know, are Mocha rooms still being sold and how much are they lately?
Good question, Brookhawk. So right now, when you, as a builder, if you create a room and it gets claimed, you get a Mocha bounty. So the bounties are anywhere from 0.25 ETH worth of Mocha up to about 1 ETH worth of Mocha. So it's a bounty mechanism, and we're also kind of adjusting that now to make that a little bit easier. But yeah, you can still, you can still collect a room. You can still, there's still, ways to do that. So it's still going. It's just a little bit quieter as of late during the kind of market, as they say. But yeah, still going on, and definitely we're working on making that a little bit easier. Oh no, Rizzle can't get in. Missing all the photo shoots.
We also have a question from Cats Will Eat You. They would like to know, their guest is saying, if these other rooms change their architecture, the photo of that architecture specifically that they're looking at in this space changes as well. Is that a form or a feature? A bug or a feature?
Ooh. The photo changes. I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean that, is that the thumbnail image you're referring to for the room NFT? And actually, if you're referring to that, the NFT, the thumbnail image does not change, because it's really just the 3D NFT. And then what you're doing when you curate art into it, the only place where that changes is on the room website when you're exploring the room itself, or when you're streaming that architecture, that gallery, into an app like Hyperfy. So then you'll see kind of the updated gallery and what that looks like.
That's cool. We have another question from Dragonate. They would like to know, how do you make a room?
How do you make a room? A room is whatever you imagine a virtual gallery to be. Builders use tools of all kinds. Blender is not obviously, but Blender is one of the easier tools to model rooms in. They do have to be done in Blender, and they're all GLB models. So in Blender, we have some templates on the Mocha website, and I can share some of that in the chat after the discussion, if anyone wants to hop in and learn more about building. But yeah, anyone can create a room. You also don't have to be an architect to do it. You can be a curator. I know Colborne has been working on some rooms himself. If anyone knows who Colborne is, he's the head of the Museum of Crypto Art and legendary crypto art collector. And yeah, so what you do is essentially build a 3D environment, a 3D space, a 3D object, and assign where the artwork should go. And then once you export that, you can upload it as a room. So it takes a little bit to kind of like play test it, but once you get the hang of it, it's very, very straightforward and super fun. So you should definitely check it out.
That's cool. We have a question from Metageist. He would like to know, so where do we go to learn more about getting involved? The Mocha Discord?
Ooh, yeah, Mocha Discord would be the best. You can either ping me there, and I can, direct you to the Room Builders channel. There's a lot of builders in there chatting about different building techniques and lots of different stuff. But oh yeah, Metageist is one of the first builders I think I really started following in the scene, honestly. Like when I first got into the super rare side of things, I think there was an exhibit in VR. Oh, gosh, I'm trying to remember what it was. That was like a mind-blowing experience to me, and I remember I think you had work exhibited there. That was a really cool exhibit. But it would be incredible to have your take on what a room could look like. It'd be awesome. Yeah, it was the VR chat exhibit. That's right.
Also, by the way, he also wants to know about size limits. What's the file size limit on rooms?
File size Good question. As anyone knows here, like it's kind of a moving target in the metaverse world. Like, what is a proper file size? Generally, I think 10 megabytes is a good file size in terms of like creating architecture that can be moved across applications. I try to keep things within 10, but sometimes you'll see on the app we say like no more than 50. You can totally do 50 and it can work, but then it gets pretty beefy, pretty difficult. But yeah, generally I think around 10 to 20 megabytes is solid. Less is more in that case. And the less it is, the more artwork you can curate into it and make it a little bit more easy to load. So it's always a challenge. I think those limits will change probably the next time we talk about it in a week or a year. That's always a moving target.
That's cool. And lastly, we have a question from Cats Will Eat You. They would like to know, in regards to Hyperfy, every time they try to build, they have an extremely difficult time getting collision to work properly on the architecture. Where is the best place to get help with that? They've read a bunch of docs, but have not found them very helpful for their issue. They don't know if you can help them or not. They would like to know if you can help them or not.
Oh, good question. Colliders are like the secret, sort of the secret sauce of the metaverse, right? Like they're the thing that makes the builds actually work. So they're the invisible structures behind the architecture that actually allow the avatar to bump into things, to go upstairs, to go downstairs, all that sort of stuff, which is essential. Colliders are also super tricky, and no metaverse treats them exactly the same, which is a huge problem in my eyes. If you tag me to, I can rant about that, but to answer your question, if you tag me in the Hyperfy Discord or anyone in the Hyperfy Discord, honestly, I think we'll get some really good feedback and advice. I will point you in the right direction. Yeah, Collider rant, Rizzle. I will spare everyone my Collider rant.
Awesome. Untitled, is there, before we wrap up the main portion of the WIP and take a group photo, actually, I'll drop a link while I'm talking here to herd everybody in here. Is there anything we missed, anything else people need to know, any links we need to drop before we get a fake paradox in here to take a group shot of us on the steps? I finally made it in, so I'm so stoked. So if anyone else isn't in, gather on the purple stairs here.
Awesome. Yeah, I think yeah, it's an exciting time to learn how to create in these virtual worlds. So I don't know. It's a really exciting time to be an architect and to be experimenting with this stuff, as many of you guys know, and you've long been here, so you know the best. But yeah, I think it's an exciting time. I'm really looking forward to seeing how apps like Hyperfy and many others develop. And it can only happen through, folks like us experimenting with these things, play testing them, crashing cars into things. This is so grateful for all that you guys do at WIP. And I definitely have to be more active in these meetups. So grateful to you guys. I will try to be less of a fly on the wall in the future.
It's been really great to have you on, and clearly you've been here for a very long time and have connections across the board with a lot of the people in the audience here and everything. So it's cool to get you up on stage here and tour the parcels and, sort of get a sneak peek and behind the scenes view of all this cool stuff you've been cooking up. Let's see. I think we got a lot of people in here. Sandy's been sort of herding people onto the purple steps here. We dropped a link. Sandy, are you down to be fake Paradox? If so, we'll give you the Paradox intro music. I don't think we've heard it for a couple weeks. Paradox, for those of you who don't know or haven't been here, Paradox had a baby. So Baby Dox is born not even too long ago, like 10 days ago or something. So we give Paradox like little parental leave. It doesn't happen much with the WIP. We run a tight ship here, but, trying to take care of the fam. So Paradad, Daddy Docs. Yeah, I don't know. Sandy, you down to take a group shot? We'll play some intro music. Be fake paradox. Put you on the spot here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Just a
yeah, there
humble
we go.
cameraman looking for a tiny bit of attention. It's me, Paradox. Get your asses in line and smile for the fucking camera. No one cares about Matthew and Rizzle, that's for sure. It's about me, Paradox. I'm taking over the show.
All right, it's me, Paradox. It's just me, you know. I'm a little sick. If we could have all the little people in the front and all the tall people in the back, that way we get maximum view of everyone's beautiful faces. Beautiful. Carrot, I'm gonna need you to come up. Yes, Carrot. Carrot, no, you're a little carrot. Come to the front. Potato, you're perfect. We just need to see your face. Alrighty. At the count of 3, we're gonna do a little cheese. You could jump 3, or 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Oh, gonna do a couple of more shots. Just go ahead and jump. Beautiful, beautiful. I think we got the shot here. Thank you for your time. I'm out.
Yo, shout out Sandy Meows, aka Fake Paradox and the Real Paradox. Also, Untitled, an interface app for hopping on here and telling us about all this cool stuff going on out there here in Web3. What a great group shot on the stairs here. There's like a whole bunch of people in here, a bunch of coldies. This is so cool. I'm going to pass the mic over to Matt, but I think it's a wrap for today. Make sure you stick around with show for the afties. If I missed anything, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, but otherwise, come hang out with me and Sandy, 1:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. It'll be fun, I promise.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Go follow me on the Interface app. I'm going to say this like until Monday. Go get your free money or opportunity to win free money and free art from me. Shout out to everyone, like Rizzle said. And yeah, let's get into the afties, y'all.
Wait, is this thing on? Yeah! Yeah!
It's time for the afties.
Hot takes, opinions, thoughts. Let's go!
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What is up? What is going on? WIP fam, I have a question to pose to you. Just a question, just a simple question. You know, there's a lot of old people in here. I don't mean in terms of age. I mean in terms of duration of self-inflicted mental harm. You know. The question I have is this the longest crypto winter that we've experienced in the history of crypto? Yes or no? Just give me a simple question. Give me a simple answer. I was thinking, did we pass that like week or monthly mark? If no, This is like the 1A or 1B little portion of a question. If no, what was the duration? You can type it in the general channel. What was the duration of the longest crypto winter? And for those of you who don't know what's going on, or you're like, oh my god, I don't want to talk about this. Look, I'm not complaining about it. We get it. We're so far beyond. It's like Stockholm syndrome. Just keep stabbing me in the neck. You know, stab. I'm trying to see. 1 million. 2.5. I mean 0.25. Would you say it's like 18 months? 15 and 19? But let's keep in mind when I mean a winter, there was no moon. It's been either stagnant or downtrend. So remember, the legendary bull run was the end of 2017 into 18. So that broke that crypto winter. So let's keep that in mind. So I'm asking, when was the longest period? 84 years, 2 weeks. Okay, all right. So no one seems to know. Let me just say that breaking a stagnant cycle. The longest period has been from March. Actually, I feel like it's been longer than this. Let's say February of 2022 until now. But I felt like we were in a sharp decline from December of 2021 until now. We had a run up again in November. It hit the same peak. Still didn't hit 5 ETH. I'm thinking in terms of ETH. But you know, there's a parallel synchronicity when it comes to BTC. If you're a BTC holder, if you're a Ripple holder, stuff like that. So anyway, my point is that this is brand new territory. And I've been trying to live with it. And I'm like, hey, this is teaching me something. Because before this time, we were able to look at previous cycles and say, hey, this is when this is happening. This is when this is happening. We still needed more raw data, but we had enough raw data to let us know what was what. This is unprecedented in the space. Our grandkids, our great grandkids will be able to utilize the data from right now and say that this is the data that they use in order to determine what's a stagnant market, what's a cold crypto winter, and the like. This is beyond long, in my opinion. So there are two things that let me know that things are going to get interesting. But I want to ask everyone this and also challenge you to do something. What do you believe were the points that caused this shit to fucking happen? Who did it? I want to challenge you all to send this tweet out and tag my Twitter account. I want you to type this out. Show thinks it's really show thinks that the cause of the crypto winter was Yuga Labs acquiring punks, other side extracting liquidity from the space into an illiquid asset that ultimately lost value and became stagnant. ApeCoin extracted liquidity from the space through hype at the same time as other side land parcels were released and ultimately became another illiquid asset that drained liquidity from the space. The Azuki Golden Snowboard extracted liquidity from the space and is now an illiquid asset. The four biggest proponents of the runs that we all know now, in hindsight, we know that these are the people who kicked it off back in November of 2020. Anticipating the halvening, we know that FTX/Alameda, Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, Voyager, and then I'm gonna say honorable mention Terra, but Do Kwon was a fucking idiot who was just trying to keep up with the Joneses. But these four, we know now, were trading back and forth in order to increase liquidity. So they were trading between each other in order to hyperinflate a run-up. This is the cause. This is the whole reason why ETH went from triple digit to quadruple digit. Hence why, this is a long ass tweet if you're writing this shit out. Hence why things are stagnant, because no one is actively trading these assets back and forth in order to hyperinflate the market. Now, remember I said that there were two things that I thought would, or are particular signs. So instead of having these people trade back and forth this way, institutional investors trading back and forth, but legally, are going to be the spark of a slow climb. We all know about the spot ETF stuff. It hasn't been approved yet, but we know it's like, come on now. There's no saying no to the most valuable asset holder on the entire planet. A company that has the entire GDP of not third world countries, but second world countries, and may even challenge third world. There's no saying no to BlackRock. You get me? If you don't know, there's no saying no to BlackRock. BlackRock is bigger than FTX Alameda. BlackRock is bigger than Celsius, than Voyager, than Three Arrows Capital, and they actually have the funds in their Quicken books, their Quicken loans, if people want to see, they actually have the proof that these other companies didn't have, that show that they can back up what they're talking about. Having them trade will result in things mooning, if that's what you care about, even if these entities they're arguably some terrible motherfuckers. You're talking about the largest asset holder. You know how lately motherfuckers are like, oh, you want to learn about money? Do you know about Warren Buffett? Like, is this 1991? Warren Buffett, do you know he's been eclipsed multiple times? Do you know that Berkshire Hathaway split? So now it's either Berkshire Hathaway A or Berkshire Hathaway B, and you don't want B. B is for the poor. That's what they're saying. BlackRock, there's no saying no. There are countries that cannot say no to Larry Fink. Do you know what that means? There are presidents, there are dictators, there are ruling families that cannot say no to Larry Fink. Not only do they own assets, but their assets represent larger holdings of things, like receipts of things that are assets, that are concepts. Do you know how big that is? That are patents. They're not just a patent. They own a larger thing that represents a group of patents. How about that? Do you know how fucking serious that is? They don't. PayPal. Tether, for some reason, has been capitulating. But suddenly, it's a shock that an antiquated, terrible money transfer platform that's been around since the Matrix was released, that used to be called X by its founder, that also named his child X. I don't. What the fuck is his obsession with this? I don't get it. That's beside the point. PayPal, a money transfer platform, not to be confused with FedNow, even though the vowels kind of sound the same, has decided to release a stablecoin after stablecoin legislation was just released, even though they said, oh no, this is already in the works, regardless of what came out of Congress in America. We already had this as the plan. Tether has been having some weird liquidity issues. Who knows what the hell is going on with that? But PYUSD has been released and people are like, oh my God, it's happening. But they can't seem to wrap their heads around accepting that Invesco, that Vanguard, that ARK Capital, that BlackRock want to have a spot ETF. It's okay that PayPal is going to have a stable coin, that, which, by the way, well, it's okay that they're doing that, but they're trying to say no and block the largest asset holder on the entire fucking planet. They also want to pivot to AI. I don't understand what the fuck is going on with that either. So you're allowing PayPal to do this. You feel like you can't. You're losing your grip, your control. You're allowing PayPal to issue this coin that allows them to totally wipe the entire balance of the stable coin in a person's wallet and freeze assets. But expect 435 million users. That's what they say. That's their numbers. 435 million users to be onboarded through PayPal, use the stable coin, and the stable coin is on the Ethereum network. It is. It's their numbers. It would be the first time they inflated numbers in order to sell some shit, But they can't approve a spot ETF from the largest company. All right. What I'm basically saying, here's a TLDR if you're like falling asleep. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. I don't understand, because PayPal represents, you would think conservative financial payment system. They're like Western Union, and they're moving into the space because they see the trend. They also partnered with JP Morgan, which is kind of jealous of BlackRock. Jamie Dimon is like, listen, man, I am the god emperor of finance in the world. How dare you, Larry Fink, try to one up me? We already one up Warren Buffett. How dare you? Larry Fink is like, Jamie Dimon, who the fuck is that? We're BlackRock, bitch. Imagine saying that JP Morgan has to kiss the ring. That's how big it is. We're not talking about the own Virgin Records, Virgin Mega. We're not talking about that owner. Richard Branson has to kiss the ring to BlackRock. They say, when they keep saying the richest man in the world is this and this, that shit is nothing. When an entity, when a fucking corporate entity has those assets, they're able to move it. Now, an individual person, they have to be able to move and shift their assets. They can keep their assets on ice, but there's so many different mechanisms for them to lose their assets that they have to dump into a 501c3. They have to donate. They need to deal with taxes. While companies like BlackRock, they're like, taxes, what the fuck is that? What the hell is that? It's so real. Jamie Dimon is jealous of BlackRock. But yet you won't approve a spot ETF, Gary? You won't approve a spot ETF, Gary. All right, y'all. Thoughts. What are your thoughts? That was a lot, right?
Freaking weird.
Why? I know that was a lot of information for a lot of people. Thank you for server deafening me. That makes me feel so empowered. So empowered with the server deafen. It's all right. I'm not offended. It's cool. But I think about these things because, truthfully, I'm gonna be real. Right now would be like a very good time for there to be like a run. You know, it kind of makes sense. It feels handicapped right now. It feels this is an unprecedented crypto winter, but it literally feels like right now should be a run. Not because I'm a moon boy. Not because I'm like, hey, bags, let's go. Come on, bags up. No, if you look at the space and the feeling, we've shed a lot of dead weight. There is activity. There's attention. There's sound thoughts. There are sound concepts. There is an oiled machine, but it feels like things are being held back artificially. It feels like there should be a run. If not a run this month, definitely a run in the fall. There should be a run unrelated to the happening, that's February next year. There should be a run. Thoughts? That's the thing. I don't even know if there are puppet masters because they're dumb. If you heard them speak, like they don't even know what button to press to stop or freeze or halt things. They're pressing buttons and they turn on the windshield wiper instead of freezing your assets in your wallet. That's how dumb. Shit. I'm not even. It's like. But it's less that, and it's more like a clog in the way. they're like a clog in the drain. It's sad because I wasn't really into Ripple. I hated Ripple. I had coworkers back in 2017. I think I told this story on an Afties. You can listen to every Afties that was ever recorded over the past 3 years if you ever want to revisit some awesome psychic moments that I've had analyzing and predicting the space. There's unrelated. No body shaming here. I'm just gonna say fat because he was a fucking piece of shit. This fat part-time firefighter who also worked at this startup company that became huge when it came to reporting incidents in the world, whatever. Thanks, no thanks. You're fucking welcome for keeping you propped up and working hours on end to make you viable. This fucking piece of shit motherfucker. He would give me a lot of stress. He would give me a hard time. And he was aggressive, and there were also microaggressions from other people, but I digress. My point is, he was bragging about his Ripple bags at the time, and he thought that he could speak openly because people were too stupid around him to even get what crypto was in 2017. So I disliked it. So anyway, fast forward, I saw that Ripple was well positioned to fight and represent the space in this fight. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm lending my support. I'm throwing my support. And I feel like they are well positioned to kick some ass and get the juices flowing, the ball rolling. Shout out to Rizzle, who's unimpressed by everything. Unimpressed by the Ethereum merge, unimpressed by things. And I'm like, this shit is gonna go. This shit is gonna go. Rizzle's like, dude, I guess, whatever. I'm over here. I'm sandwich and just keep doing shit. But good luck with that motherfucker. Rizzle's like, I don't know. Like they literally unimpressed. and I'm like, yeah, like this shit is gonna. We're champions in the space, and we're throwing a lot behind Ripple wins, and it doesn't even cause a ripple in the waters of any kind of moon. Yeah, Mr. Unimpressed, I agree. And it doesn't even cause a ripple, not even a wave, not even a moon. And I was so surprised, but it kind of makes sense. It's like, and someone had a meme. They're like, yeah, and they said it so perfectly. They were like, yeah, imagine, like a fucking shit coin, because we all thought Ripple was a shit coin, which is why Crypto Law chewed me out because they thought I was calling them moon boys, and I was including myself because I was a holder. I am a holder, I'll say. And I was on the same side, but they felt offended because they thought I was calling them. Because truth be told, people were calling them moon boys for the longest. So it's like it was a shitcoin, man. It was a fucking shitcoin. It's like, yeah, oh, they do this, oh, they do this. We didn't really like Brad Garlinghouse. We didn't really like them. We didn't care. But they started saying the right things and fighting for things. It's the same thing with Coinbase. It's like, motherfucker, I was chewing you out for 1.5 years, Brad Armstrong. You had a racist article come out. There was a lot of shit I didn't like about you. But you were fighting this fight. And it's like, okay, man, cool. It was a shit coin. You were well positioned. We threw a lot behind you, and it just showed that, oh man, you're still a shit coin. These are a lot of words. All right, these are a lot of words. I hope that I don't know. I don't know. I can do. Just be more like Rizzle. Just fucking be unimpressed. All right, be unimpressed. And I'm still crossing my fingers that we can have another run during the fall or winter. God damn it, man. We need some fucking juice in the space. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming through this edition of the Afties. Shout out to the WIP crew. Oh, pardon me. Shout out to the entire leadership team here at meme.com. Shout out to the WIP crew. You know I love each and every single one of you. And WIP fam, I know I say a lot. I know I talk a lot. I'm not trying to put you to sleep. I'm just trying to give you information. If you love the space, I'm just trying to give you things, you know. Don't be like Warren Buffett. Be like Larry Fink. Much love, and I'll see you later.